Please welcome Gadget Man.
BBC Radio Suffolk. I don't have a jingle that says, please welcome Mark Murphy. How did you swing that?
I have no idea.
Welcome.
It's marvellous, though.
Welcome. We should
Thank
get
you.
applause off the end. Yes.
Yeah, you need to, yeah,
He's not feeling very well today, dear listener, so we've got to love and cherish him and
I'm
look after him.
absolutely fine.
Yeah, you sure? You were grizzling like anything a minute ago.
Okay.
Now, dash cams today, these are becoming incredibly popular, and certainly if you're a Facebook user, a lot of dash cam footage is up on Facebook all the while, isn't it?
Yeah, it came, I think, to prevalence with in Russia.
The Meteor, wasn't it?
Yes. The very high percentage of drivers in Russia have dash cams, partially due to the fraudulent claims, problems with police and people like that, so they have them in there. They're very good, actually. This is something that I specifically was interested in reviewing, and actually the company that manufactured it, they contacted me, offering it to me to review, which was even better, so I didn't
I
need
really
to
want
go.
one of these. And I was talking to Chief Inspector Chris Spinks earlier on, and I said we were talking about dash cams, and I said, I can't wait to get one in my van so I can film people throwing rubbish. And he said, well, I'll wait for your call then.
Yeah.
So they are... What have you got? What is this particular
This one here is a Transcend DrivePro 220 car video recorder. It has a number of... Other than... Basically, with these cameras, you don't want to have to worry about switching them on, remembering to do these things. So what you do with it, you plug the power lead into your cigarette lighter socket, and when you start your car, it detects the power to the socket has been switched on, and it automatically switches the camera on and starts recording immediately, which is very good. So it starts recording all the way through your journey, and it will then, when you switch the engine off, I think it stays on for about 30 seconds and switches off again. But during that time, it also has some other functions. One of them is a lane departure warning.
Oh, so if you start to swerve...
It will look at the white lines on the road or the edges of the road, and if that starts to swerve or you're moving across, it will sound an alarm. And it also has forward collision warning as well, so it will monitor the traffic in front of the camera or in front of the car, and if it detects that there's the chance that there might be an accident, then it will also beep at you. You can set a maximum speed warning, so if you go over your speed, say 70, it will beep at you as well. It records, while it's recording the video, it also records the GPS coordinates that you're travelling, so that you can actually download it onto your computer later on, and it will show on a map where you've been, your journey, and show where the video's been taken. It has 130 degree viewing angle, which is very wide. It's 16 gigabyte SD card on board, which is quite a lot, suitable for most journeys. It's got a very decent lens on it, very low light lens, f1.8 aperture, which is very good for, if it's dark, it's still going to record. So it's very nice, actually. It's very nicely spec'd, if you like.
So when you switch on, it starts recording. When you switch off, it records for a little bit longer and then stops.
It does, yeah.
So you don't have to worry.
No.
Easy to download if you want to look at the footage somewhere?
Yeah, you can either take the SD card out, or mini SD card out, micro SD card even, and put that on your computer, or you can plug it into a USB socket, or you can download a little app which will connect to it over Wi-Fi. So they actually say in their manual, your passenger can monitor the video using their phone. Obviously, you don't want to be doing it yourself whilst you're driving, but it has a facility to pull a video in or a number of different things. It also has an emergency button that you can press, and you can't easily then switch the camera off. I believe as well the facility that if it detects a jolt, then it will also start recording as well. I noticed when I put it in my bag, I dropped it in my bag and it started recording, and I don't know whether I pressed a button on it or whether it was triggered by the movement of the camera.
And you like this one then?
Yeah, it's really good, yeah.
I just want to... I beckoned James Hazel in because you've got one of these, haven't you?
I've had one for years.
Yeah, and do you like yours?
Yeah, I love it, yeah. I mean, I'm not the sort of bloke to put footage of stupid driving online because I frankly wouldn't have time for it.
There's so much of it.
Not a day goes by without I could say, yeah, look
You're
at
absolutely
this.
right. You see it all the time, don't you? I had it on the way here.
Yeah.
Someone just pulled straight out in front.
Yeah, but it's predominantly, I mean, I have cameras for everything. I have helmet cameras. In fact, this very piece that we're doing now is being recorded on my spy pen.
Ah.
No, it's not. I switched it off. But it's predominantly for...
I'm not going to speak to you ever again.
No, it's fine. I don't record everything.
Just some things.
Our conversations are personal, Mark.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, if there is an altercation on the road or if there is a collision, I just feel reassured that I would have... if it's my fault, fine. But I would be reassured, having been in a number of close shaves where, the driver said, oh, well, you did, and off it goes. To have the proof, to have the evidence. And like you say, you can... witness some quite scary things, and you might be the sort of person who wants to say to the police, here, look at this.
Yeah.
Here's the registration number. What are you going to do about that?
Yeah, and sometimes it is I was talking off-air to Chief Inspector Chris Binks, and we might talk to him again at some point about this. He was saying that some of it can be used and can be valid, but it depends on the situation.
Yeah, it does, and I think you have to have... I'm sure that one has a time...
Yeah, it's all time-stamped.
It's got time-stamp. Yeah, I think time-stamp is really important. Once you've got... If that's on there, then I think they can do a lot more with it.
Yeah, I spoke to a friend of mine who's in the Metropolitan Police, and I asked him the same question, and he said that, CCTV video is used all the time. The video it's evidence. It's when, it's about proving that the evidence is true. But generally, in these sort of situations, it's going to be fairly obvious that a car's sort of collided into you, I guess. I know I was talking to a chap who borrowed one of my other cameras to do some footage on his motorbike, Charles, and he said actually he wears a helmet cam, and he said actually that makes it safer for him because he won't have people cutting him up as they might do because they can see he's got a helmet on board.
My one
and it causes them to back off a little bit.
My one is quite big and visible for that very reason, because people see that and think, oh, hang on a minute, he's recording this.
Interesting. How much is this, Matt?
This is £129 direct, I believe, through Transcend on Amazon.
Yeah.
They're varying price. This one is very nice. This is their top of the range.
Does it?
Yes, it comes with a mount with a sticky thing you can put on the windscreen, and you've got a few of those as well, so I think that you could mount them potentially in a couple of different cars, but it sticks just inside your windscreen in front of the rear view mirror, and like I say, you just have the great big long cable they give you, so even if you had a cigarette lighter in the back of the car, you'd still have plenty of room.
TheGadgetMan.org.uk for more. TheGadgetMan.org.uk if you want to find out more about this and other things that Matt reviews on the show every Monday. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hope you feel better soon.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
He's soldering on, bless him.